Even more stars have a late show date with Dave. Now, your local news.
The face of welfare changes in 5 days. Are Louisianians ready for it?
The push is on to stop a deadly tradition and to remind people that falling bullets can kill.
And in tonight's 12 for the Road, 2 restaurant owners cook up a tasty treat that'll keep you safe and sober this holiday season. Eyewitness News Night Watch starts now.
WWL TV, Channel 4, New Orleans. This is Louisiana's news leader. Channel 4's Eyewitness News.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. The deadline is looming. In less than a week, as many as 3,000 New Orleanians will be cut from the welfare rolls.
Many may not have found jobs yet, but according to Mayor Morreale and Catholic Charities, there's still time and resources available to help people make the transition from the welfare rolls to the payrolls.
You want to secure a position.
For months, we've watched welfare recipients take advantage of job training programs. For those who haven't yet, the time is critical. On January 1st, almost 6,000 Louisiana families will lose their welfare benefits. About half reportedly live in New Orleans.
Welfare reform is indeed an experiment, and we hope it works, and we hope that the marketplace, that there are enough jobs out there for everyone who wants to work.
One resource the city is offering to aid in the transition is the workplace located here in the 2300 block of Canal Street. Morreale says this is a service that will match welfare recipients who are looking for work with companies who want to hire them. And there are also exemptions that can buy time for welfare recipients. According to the Department of Social Services, families can reportedly continue to receive benefits after the deadline if the parent is disabled or suffering a hardship that's keeping him from getting a job. If the parent is enrolled in an approved job search program and making 20 job contacts a month. If the parent is enrolled in a job training program that will be finished within the year. If the parent has lost a job due to circumstances unrelated to job performance, or if the job availability in the area is deemed unfavorable.
So this gave me not so much a comfortable feeling, but it removed some of that dread, I guess, that I'd had before.
Nellie Stokes Perry helps welfare recipients find jobs. She says the exemptions will soften the blow on January 1st, but eventually most people will have to find work. That's where Catholic Charities can help, from job training to teaching interview skills and providing an interview wardrobe.
The great thing I like to say about Catholic Charities is we do everything, and if we don't do it, we know someone that does.
And it's also worth noting that those who will be cut from the welfare rolls will still be eligible for food stamps and Medicaid for their children. And while they're in a job training program, they're eligible for child care and transportation benefits. And if you're a welfare recipient in need of a job, or if you're a local business owner who wants to hire a welfare recipient, you can call the Orleans Parish Industry Council at 242-6742, or you may call the Catholic Charities Job Search Program at 523-3755, and that's extension 2225.
In other news tonight, some gun shop owners are putting their profits aside in order to keep others from getting hurt or killed by falling bullets. It's a deadly tradition for some, firing bullets into the air to ring in the new year. But for a second straight year, a small number of gun shops have voluntarily restricted how many bullets they sell at the end of the year. Police and activist groups applaud that effort.
This is very, very commendable that any gun shop owner would be willing to basically tap down on his profits or her profits some in order to help ensure a safer community.
Well, shooting bullets into the air is a crime, and a first offense can cost you about $1,000 in fines and up to 2 years in prison.
A 5-year-old Vacherie girl is making a tremendous recovery after accidentally shooting herself in the eye. For the first time since the incident last month, Brittany Williams is taking her first few steps at Children's Hospital. Now, to give you an idea how remarkable that is, originally doctors gave little hope that Brittany would actually survive, and then they believed it would be years until she could walk. Just about everyone is surprised except Brittany's mother.
Her personality is still there, same personality, and she's so aggressive. She wants to walk, she wants to talk, and I think it's mostly her with her strength.
Still, it's not clear if she'll ever fully regain her speech and movement, but things seem to be getting better each day. The shooting accident happened nearly a month ago when Brittany found a gun at her aunt's house.
Well, sad news out of Texas. The smallest of the Houston octuplets died today from heart and lung failure. The baby's parents are thanking doctors and the hospital for trying to help the baby. The other 7 babies, meantime, are in critical condition. 6 children have died in a house fire in Detroit. The 5 sisters and their brother were found dead in their grandmother's home. Their mother was at the hospital to give birth. The grandmother, her 2 daughters, and a 10-year-old girl managed to escape.
The hunt is on for 6 inmates who escaped from a maximum security prison in Nashville, Tennessee. 3 of them are convicted killers. The inmates reportedly overpowered 2 guards to make their escape early this morning. The guards were not hurt. Despite all the tense situations surrounding them, it was a relaxing day for President Clinton and the First Family. They ventured out today for brunch and an afternoon of Shakespeare. At midweek, they'll travel to South Carolina for the annual Renaissance weekend and return to Washington on New Year's Day.
Well, bad news for California citrus growers is good news for their Louisiana counterparts. Local growers are profiting from a winter freeze that damaged crops in California. Those fruits provide 80% of the nation's citrus crop. Now Louisiana growers will have to fill that void.
It creates more of a demand. There's more of a demand for citrus. If it has a poor crop elsewhere, yes, it does help us. But people buy citrus from us because they want locally grown citrus, and it's a superior quality than most other citrus anywhere else in the country.
Well, officials say you'll likely see higher prices for fruit and juice about 3 months after Louisiana's crop dwindles.
Well, we could finally put away those winter jackets today. We had some great weather.
You sure did, but don't get spoiled by it. Rain may be on the way. Dave Barnes is here with our first weather. Dave?
Well, Patrick, radar shows the story, and that means that we've got some scattered showers and thunderstorms heading our way. You can see them in Louisiana and Texas to our west. The line extends well out into the Gulf, so we have a very good chance for showers and thunderstorms during the early morning hours, continuing possibly into part of the afternoon. We'll look at that in just a moment.
All right, Dave, thank you. We'll see you in a little bit with your forecast.
And still to come on Night Watch, they run a tiny restaurant, but they have a big recipe to keep you safe this holiday season. Join the owners of Gabrielle's in tonight's 12 for the Road.
And later in sports, the Saints head into the offseason with a lot of question marks.
Good evening, and welcome to the Louisiana Lottery Show. Here are tonight's winning numbers. Win a Harley. Play Harley-Davidson, the new $2 instant scratch game from the Louisiana Lottery Corporation. Must be at least 21 to purchase. Thank you for tuning in and playing. Don't forget to pick up your tickets for tomorrow night's drawings. All drawings are witnessed by legislative auditors.
Rugged Chevy S10. Versatile Chevy Blazer. Make your money count big time with $1,000 cash back on Blazers, $750 cash back on S10s, or save with low 0.9 financing. The end of the year is the best time to buy. And check out Motor Trend's Truck of the Year, the all-new Silverado.
Yeah, I'm a Chevy man, big time.
This is Trace Atkins reminding you to see your hometown Super Chevrolet dealer.
Dealer near you.
You have to be really passionate to run a restaurant in a food-crazy town like New Orleans.
But for 2 local chefs, the hard work is paying off in glowing reports across the country. Tonight, they show Bill Capel how much effort it takes to run one of the tiniest restaurants in the city, and they share a recipe for holiday safety in our 12 for the Road.
Gabrielle Restaurant has a one-man-sized kitchen, but a whole crew works here at high speed, slicing and spicing for salivating customers. But the dining room is not much bigger. There were just 47 seats here when the restaurant opened 6 years ago.
We've been really happy here. We love our little restaurant, and we've expanded since 2 years ago. So we can accommodate 20 more people, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it's 50% more than we had before.
The tiny restaurant on Esplanade Avenue near Bayou St. John is attracting growing recognition. The Soniers are featured in a continuing series of national magazine articles. Twice they've been invited to New York to cook for the prestigious James Beard Foundation. One dinner was captured in a report for the CBS News program Sunday morning.
So it is only fitting that for a chef to be asked to cook at the house in Greenwich Village where James Beard lived, and to be applauded there. It's like being on Broadway. performing at Carnegie Hall.
That 1996 report resurfaced recently and sent a hungry actor, Gene Hackman, to Gabrielle a couple of weeks ago, and he arrived acting like an old friend.
He knew Greg. When Greg walked out in the dining room, he said, "Hey, Greg." He had just seen Greg and our staff on his Continental Airlines in-flight news series.
You never know who will be dining at the next table in the little restaurant. Maybe the most trusted man in America.
When Walter Cronkite came in, every customer enjoyed having a dinner with Walter Cronkite because it's so small, this restaurant's so small. When you do eat dinner here, it's almost like you're having dinner with every other person here.
Or you might find yourself enjoying the same dessert as a legendary rock star.
I think the only one that did rattle us a little was Mick Jagger, maybe because of his tall presence, I don't know. But after he had been here for like an hour, we looked at each other and went, "Ah, it's Mick Jagger!"
Sometimes between the Sauniers, their staff, and customers, it seems like one big family in the restaurant named after their daughter. Just don't ask them the toughest question.
What kind of restaurant is Gabrielle?
Oh, goodness.
If a customer wants to know, will they find French food here, or Cajun, Italian, Mediterranean, or Russian?
Well, the menu's ever-changing.
You might find a half-dozen styles of cooking on the menu in one night, or even in one entree, because a key ingredient in Gabrielle's success is that they love to cook so much they're always experimenting, updating, and discovering yet another way to please the palate.
You know, we just wanted to serve food that we loved, that we like to eat. I mean, Greg, he puts nothing on his menu that he doesn't like to eat himself.
Greg credits holiday trips to New Iberia as a child with igniting a lifelong hunger to cook.
And I'll never forget the feeling of pulling up in the car and then getting out and then going into my grandmother's house and having that wonderful smell.
So, as a young man, he went to work for Chef Paul Prudhomme, who was at the peak of his popularity.
And believe it or not, it was so hard for me the first 2 weeks, and after working at Cape Paul's for the first 2 weeks, I was almost ready to quit, but then I said, no. I said, I kind of love it.
I was a cook there. Actually, I was a sausage maker, and I was being promoted to the line, and they hired Greg to take my place, making sausages.
It was a recipe for romance, but things got spicy when they went to Jazz Fest together.
We were both had the opportunity to be taste testers at the Jazz Festival. So we went together, and that's when we started dating. We went to the booths, and you could taste the food and then write a little bit about it, and everything was free. So
And now they're about to expand, to open a new restaurant in the Bienville House Hotel in the French Quarter, one with a menu designed to appeal to tourists.
we're setting our sights about April.
Will it be different than Gabrielle?
Yes.
Oh, yes, definitely it'll be different from Gabrielle. This is always going to be our charm restaurant. This will be always our gem.
For their 12 for the road recipe, Mary jazzed up a favorite beverage and put the future chef, daughter Gabrielle, to work helping to make Holiday Zing iced tea.
I've got 4 bags of Red Zinger tea in here and 4 cups of water, and I'm going to remove, I've been letting it steep for a while. I'm going to remove the bags, pour into a nice pitcher, and then we put in some honey to sweeten it a little, a 1/4 cup. I'd like you to put those lemons, just pour them in. Lemons and oranges. And some sprigs of mint that we've kind of muddled a little, just crushed them up a little. And then pour over ice, garnished with fruit and some more mint.
Tomorrow night, see why Jefferson District Attorney Paul Connick is such a tough prosecutor, because at home he can keep these 5 kids under control, at least long enough to make a non-alcoholic drink you'll enjoy.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Guppy.
Happy New Year, Guppy. This is really refreshing.
Yummy, huh?
You like it? With photographer Ron Grizzoli, I'm Bill Capo, Eyewitness News, Night Watch.
Well, the Saints season ends with the sour note.
As the team lets another year slip through its fingers, Jim Baskell has highlights next.
Pick up your 12 for the road recipes at your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
There are different kinds of smart. There's fashion smart, there's book smart. But if you want to be street smart, get yourself a Cavalier during the Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event. AAA calls Cavalier a top car, Money Magazine a best buy, and with low 0.9% APR financing or big cash back, you'll call Cavalier the smart choice. You'll find great deals on other Chevy cars and trucks too. Hey, the more you know, the better Cavalier looks at your Chevy dealer's Make Your Money Count year-end event. It's the season for you.
How are these? Bigger. This Super Bowl Sunday, the Prize Patrol could surprise you with $31 million. Bigger. The one and only Publishers Clearinghouse Sweepstakes. Now, bigger than ever. This Super Bowl Sunday, the Prize Patrol could surprise you with $31 million.
I'll drive.
The one and only Publishers Clearinghouse Sweepstakes. Whoa. Now, hello, bigger than ever. I think I'm going to be sick.
Could the key to happiness really be a key?
Coming up Monday morning, soap opera star Christian LeBlanc will be in talking about the upcoming Orpheus Parade, and we'll have the music of Tim Laughlin and his trio, so join us Monday morning.
I was at the Dome today, and a lot of people were saying it. There's always next year.
Yes, this is the tale of two teams. Remember, the Saints started out 3-0. They ended with 10 losses. The Bills started out 0-3. They ended up with 10 wins. So it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They go home, win, or lose. That's because this season will be like every other since '92. No playoffs, but no doubt they'd like to end it on a high note. As far as this year's bottom line, 98, no better than 97. 6 wins, 10 losses. Bills, one of 4 AFC East teams headed for the playoffs in town. Kerry Collins sacks. Sean Price does the deed. And then it's Bruce Smith on it, down to the 1-yard line, setting up their first score. Buffalo goes on top early and often. This is Rob Johnson, the backup to Doug Flutie these days. Gets it in the hands of Eric Moles. He does the rest as Fred Weary falls down 66 yards. Buffalo ahead 14-zip. They were up 21-0. Add to it, former Saint Quinn Early, great hands down by the goal line, sets up yet another score. Buffalo had a 4-touchdown advantage. The Saints cut it in half by the half. The rookie Cam Cleland on the other end from Billy Joe Tolliver, who had replaced Mr. Collins. Pick it up in the third. Tolliver back to work. It's Brett Besh on the other end. It's a 10-point game, but the Saints try some trickery at the tail end of the third quarter. After they finally get this right, I don't know if we'll be seeing this again next season. The onside kick, and it doesn't go 10 yards, and it doesn't go to a Saint. Instead, the Bills get it, cash in with a touchdown. They fight back, down 45-21 after getting an onside kick. The Saints, Brett Besh on the other end. That's his second touchdown. Tolliver with the toss. One more time, Brett Besh for 3. No, it wasn't meant to be. Mike Ditka spreading the holiday cheer. The Saints go down. The final is 45-33. Inside the box, Tolliver, a big day, throws for nearly 3 Bills against the Bills. His favorite target is Cam Cleland, the rookie. Wilmont Perry averages nearly 5 yards a carry, or does average 5 yards a carry. Mark Fields all over the field on defense. Mike Ditka says right now the Bills are where his Saints want to be.
We just have to get a lot better. There's no question about it. They're a good football team, and they're in the playoffs, and there's a reason they're in the playoffs, because they're better than us right now. We have to find a way out, a way to get that way.
So looking ahead towards 99, this is your opponents out of the western part of the NFC. The boys, the Bucks, the Titans, and the expansion Browns here. While the Bears, Giants, Jags, and Ravens are on the road. More on the Saints is soon to follow with Mike Hoss joining you with 4th Down on 4. Pro Bowler Willie Rope talks black and gold, while Tulane's Chris Selfo joins Mike from Memphis, prepping his way for their first bowl kickoff since '87. The NFL's most exciting game involves the league's last playoff entrant. Chargers Cards, check it out right there. That's Ryan Thelwell of San Diego. They had a chance to tie the game, but he blows it. But one more chance he gets. He gets the touchdown. That, with just 16 seconds to go, San Diego ties Arizona. Ensuing kickoff, Eric Metcalf. They need a big return. He gives them a big return. Gets it to the 45 of San Diego with 16 ticks left. Jake Plummer gets a completed pass with 3 ticks left. Could Chris Jackie do it again?
It's hit hard. It's good. The Cardinals win, and they go to the playoffs. And a
52-yard.
They do indeed. The Cards are winners. Jackie beats them just like he beat the Saints last week. Your numbers from the NFL look like this. So Tampa and the Giants both out of that last wild card spot. Tonight, the Cowboys do in the Skins. Green Bay, San Francisco go at it from 3Com Park next weekend, while it's the Ravens closing it out with a victory over the Lions. Prior to today, the NFL's list of 2,000-yard runners included an elite class that totaled just 3 backs all time. Barry Sanders joined that trio last year with a chance at $2 grand, looking like it had passed Terrell Davis by, thanks to the mere fact that he needed a huge day to get it done, needing 170 to reach that feat. TD gets 178. How about him on the receiving end? 3 Elway touchdown tosses, but it was the groundwork by Davis today. Over $2 grand, 178 on the ground, 2008 for the season. Y2K, no problems in Denver. Super Bowl champs at 14-2. Week 17 numbers again. Atlanta, a winner over Miami. The Jets do in New England. Those two teams have byes next week, while Indianapolis closes it out. Peyton and company fall to Carolina. Your playoff action here on Channel 4 is next Sunday, 11:30 a.m. The Patriots and Jaguars do it from Jacksonville. Back-to-back home skates this weekend for the Brass. A night after being iced by Mississippi, they get Tallahassee, and the Brass do it big time tonight. 6-1 the final. Just want to remind you, on Thursday, their face-off moved up a half hour so they can get in those New Year's Eve festivities, which will follow. Down to the wire, 4th-ranked Bearcats of Cincinnati with in-state rivals Dayton. Kenyon Martin, the story on offense right there. But this, as I mentioned, would go down to the final ticks, and it's Martin's defense that gets it done. Dayton, for the tie, no dice. The clock runs out. Cincinnati, 11-0, remains unbeaten thanks to that win. Tulane football, by the way, the Chris Selfo Show, it's now called, will follow us tonight after 4th down.
All right, thanks for watching.
Well, if you're heading to work tomorrow, you may want to take the umbrella.
Dave Barnes says rain may be heading our way. His forecast is next.
The North Star system. Performance and technology that set Cadillac apart from every other luxury car in the world. Now experience the difference during the Cadillac Performance Drive with the 1999 DeVille, the world's only full-size luxury car with the power and agility of the North Star system. Now just $499 a month. A powerful way to set yourself apart during the Cadillac Performance Drive.
Creating a higher standard at your coastal Cadillac dealers.
Well, Dave, it's great to have you here this weekend, but I understand you brought some rain.
Yes, indeed. We're going to have some showers and thunderstorms probably during the early morning to mid-morning hours and maybe lingering into the early afternoon. But the good news is that though we're moving so fast, I don't think there's a serious problem in store. But nonetheless, there'll be some around. It's in the 50s outside right now under cloudy skies. The airport temperature, also Audubon Zoo, 57 degrees. It's 54 in Slidell. The humidity stands at 96%, wind southeast at 6, the pressure 30, 13 and rising, and there's been some reports of a little fog around, though it's not very thick. A look at our temperatures outside the area right now, and it's in the 50s throughout much of our region, but to the west, notice it's in the 60s. Strong southeasterly winds out of the Gulf, moving those temperatures up. In fact, I doubt we'll get much cooler than we are right now. So the outlook, showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, a good bet, so bring the umbrella. And we could have some of those showers moving into the area from the west during the early morning hours, possibly before sunrise. A look now at what's going on in our region. Now, this looks kind of complicated, but it really isn't. These lines simply show in the lower level of the atmosphere what direction the moisture is going. And the moisture is converging right into this low-pressure system ahead of this front with dry, cool air to the west. Also, we can see that as a result of that, showers and thunderstorms are already breaking out. They began earlier this evening. Watch them break out here in Texas and the northern and western part of our state. We've gone from no shower activity to this in about 6 hours. So I think the chances are 70 or 80% that sometime during the morning hours we'll have showers and thunderstorms. In the upper part of the atmosphere, we can take a look at the high-level clouds and notice this streak of clouds moving in right through this region here. That's also some evidence that we have a disturbance in this area moving toward the east, developing the low at the surface, and that's what's going to produce our showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. But as we'll see in a moment, I don't think we're going to get cold as a result of this frontal system, which is developing in Texas and is expected to move on toward the east through our area either tomorrow afternoon or early tomorrow evening and clear us out. Now, are we going to get a lot colder? No, because this is a Pacific front, and the winds will be more west to northwest behind the front, not from the north. So the cold air should stay to the north, and that's good news for us. Now, let's look at our forecast for tonight, and here it is. There's a 50% chance for showers and thunderstorms during the early morning hours, mainly after 4 or 5 o'clock. Low temperatures tonight in the 50s, about where they are now by sunrise. I think those temperatures will be up into the lower 60s, or at least close to 60 degrees. And our forecast for tomorrow, 70% chance for showers and thunderstorms. The best chance is during the morning hours with high temperatures 66 to 70 tomorrow, and it'll be a breezy day, and a few of those thunderstorms could produce some strong and gusty winds. A look at that extended forecast, and Tuesday through Friday, look at this, dry, temperatures on the mild side, next chance for showers, not until the weekend.
It's like a beautiful week.
Yes, indeed, it will be.
Thank you very much, Dave. And coming up, it's a glittering new product that offers a golden touch.
But you have to travel all the way to India to get it. Details when we return.
There comes a point in your life when you outgrow those cute little pickups, at which time you might want to consider something a little more adult, a truck that can run rings around compacts. Dodge Dakota, with more room and more available towing, torque, and power. Magnum power. Dakota, it's time to put away the toys. Now get a $500 cash allowance on a Dodge Dakota.
Happy New Year from your neighborhood Schwegman store, the real low-price leader. Right now, value-packed T-bone steaks are just $2.99 a pound. Hormel center-cut corned beef brisket is a low $1.99 a pound. Camellia black-eyed peas are a New Year's tradition at Schwegman, and now they're only 39 cents. And Garden Fresh green cabbage is just 99 cents. Plus Golden Flake chips are 59 cents, and 2-liter bottles of Faygo are refreshing 38 cents each. Celebrate the New Year with Schwegman.
It's Toyotathon at Walter Blessey's Crescent City Toyota, 8,900 veterans, and he's giving you 0% financing on selected new 99 Toyotas.
Hi, I'm J.D. Dutchman, General Sales Manager with Crescent City Toyota, and I've never seen interest rates this low.
The gloves are off. Lease a new 99 Corolla for just $99 a month, or a new 99 Camry for just $229 a month. 4Runners, Walter's got them, and you get $4,000 off MSRP on any new 99 4Runner in stock. It's Toyotathon, and that means 0% financing. Remember, if it doesn't say Crescent City Toyota, you've probably paid too much.
Okay, this is the BellSouth.net line.
No, that's a drop line.
The red bunch.
Hotline to the Kremlin.
Yeah. Okay.
PR offer and soon. Imagine yourself in a Mercury.
And we end tonight with India's growing cosmetics market, which is glittering with a new product.
It's pure gold, and beauty therapists have produced creams that use the precious metal as an ingredient to make the skin look fairer and glossier.
Researchers say that the cream is such a hit because many women associate the concept of beauty with fair skin.
Can you imagine how much that must cost?
It's like $3 billion.
We don't tell you that because we don't have any idea on that note. Well, that's all the time we have tonight. Thanks for watching.
Have a great week, and we'll see you again next weekend.